Hello, this is Greg from TextP2P. I just want to go over the system, give you guys an overview, a walkthrough, and hopefully give you a better understanding on how to get started. So I designed this system to be as simple as possible. If we just take a look at the dashboard, basically it gives you some statistics like the number of contacts you have, and everyone has unlimited contacts. You're not charged by the number of contacts you have. You have a daily limit of text that you're able to send in a day. These are outgoing texts. And then you have the daily limit remaining. So in this case, I've sent one text and I have 500 left. And monthly credits, these are the ones that you get with your subscription. So if you're on a starter plan, you get 350 credits a month. But you can purchase rollover credits. So rollover credits never expire. You can click right here to buy more. And they start at 5 cents a credit, but they go down. So if you buy 1,000, you get a discount. If you buy 10,000, you get a bigger discount. So it's great to buy in bulk if you're going to be sending more than the monthly allotment. But keep in mind, even though I have 5,000, I am still limited to only sending 500 a day on the plan that I'm on. Okay, now you can see your local numbers right here. These are these have been assigned to the same area code of the phone number that you used when you signed up. So you can just click right here, pops up your area codes. And we try to get the same area code that you use, but if we can't get the same area code, we'll try to get the same geography or other area codes in that geography, or your state. So so that's the dashboard. So let's get started. So if you wanted to get started, the first thing that you want to do is you want to create a list. Now a list is just a grouping of contacts, and what you can do is you can basically just go right here, you say add list, you type in your list name, you put a website in which you've gotten the contacts, the leads from, and just check the box to make sure that you have permission so that we know that you have permission to text the people. Now, if you're creating a brand new list and you haven't gathered the contacts yet, just put your own website there or whatever website. It doesn't necessarily matter in that case if you don't have a pre-existing list. Okay, so once you have a list defined, what we can do is this would be blank, but you can come in here and you could say, I want to import contacts. Now, when you come to the import contact screen, so we're importing it for this list, right? And you saw that little box that popped up, and that just tells you, make sure that you download the CSV example file, because columns need to be in the exact same placement, meaning that the first name needs to be in a column by itself, and it needs to be column number 1. Column number 2 needs to be last name. Column number 3 needs to be phone number, etc. Okay. Now, first name and or phone number, I believe, is the only column that is required. But if you want to delete the other columns, you can. But I would suggest at least putting first name and phone number if you have it. Okay. So you can upload a CSV. A CSV is a comma delimited file, which you could create from Excel. Okay, so it can't be an Excel file, but you can save an Excel file as a comma delimited file, a CSV file, and you can Google how to do that if you need to. Okay, so once you've imported contacts, you have them in your list like this. You'll have you can create as many lists as you want. And as many contacts as you want in those lists. And for example, when you go into a contact, it will take you to our contact management screen where you can assign tags to people. You know, maybe this is a customer. Maybe you want to tag them as a customer or tag them where you got them from. You know, you can do whatever you'd like. Obviously, the basic fields here, custom fields are great. So if you want to be able to use these custom fields in text messages, you can. You know, maybe their birthdays or whatever. You can create notes about people, and you can assign people or remove people from different lists from this screen as well. You can send them a direct message or ringless voicemail. You can upload a picture of them. You know, whatever you need to do. Now, once you have your list created, your contacts uploaded, the next basic thing that you want to do is you can create a campaign for those customers. You know, the campaign is basically a text message, a bulk text message, right? So what you can do is you can come in here and you name your campaign, you can pick your list, you can filter it. If you want to filter the list further by tags, you can do that. Now this is a keyword, like a variable, right? This first name. Now you can click on this little help here, this personalization help, and you can see other variables that you can use in the text merge, like last name, email address, phone number, and those custom fields can all be merged into your text message. And this is just a sample message that we populate for you. You can change it if you want. And see right here where it says a reply stop to opt out. You don't have to say that, but if you know, it's a good practice to definitely let people know that, at least on the first message that you send to them. You want to let them know that they can opt out at any time by just typing the word stop, and we'll take them out of the system. Now, notice these little numbers on the side here. So as you type, these numbers go up, right? And you can see it's going up to, you know, 305, but actually that's 2 texts. So you can see 1 of 2 here, right? So if we wanted to keep it to 1 text, we want to keep it at under 160 characters. So as soon as I go over 160 characters, it becomes 2 of 2, and your text would get split, okay? And that's SMS standards. This is standard across all carriers. It's just the nature of an MMS or a SMS message. Now, if you want to send a longer text, we can turn this into a MMS message, meaning a multimedia message. And we do that just by attaching a picture. So I'm going to attach a picture here. And once I have my picture, you'll notice that it automatically jumps up to 1,600 characters. Okay, now that's quite a bit more, right? It goes from 160 per message to 1,600. Okay, so you can write a whole book here if you'd like. Of course, you can use emojis and whatever else you would like to do. An MMS, a multimedia message, will be 2 credits versus an SMS is 1 credit. Okay, so that's the difference. And you can attach small videos under a meg. You could attach PDF documents and images. Okay. Now, if you have a URL that you would like to attach or include, I should say, in your message, I suggest using our URL shortener. So take your big long link, paste it in here, click go, and what it'll do is, let me just show you an example. It will create you a short URL. Okay, and you can just take that short URL, you can copy and paste it into your message, And the great thing about using our URL shortener is we track clicks on our URL shortener. So anybody who clicks that link will automatically track them for you. So you can track conversions essentially. Now, if you want to schedule your message, you can come in here and you can pick, a future date, a future time that you would like the message to go out. It just needs to be 15 minutes in the future, and it needs to be between our text allow hours, which is I believe 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. We don't want you texting people while they're sleeping, so people get a little mad at that. Now, you don't have to assign a scheduled date, but you could just click send and it would go out immediately. If you do have a date, of course, it'll go out at that date and time. Now, the test feature is nice. And also don't forget to name your campaign. Let's call this test campaign. But test will just send a message to yourself or whatever phone number that you have listed on your account. Okay, so it'll send a text message, and I recommend doing a test first. Now, if the phone number that you have on your account is not your phone number, your cell phone number, then what I suggest doing is just creating a test list with just your phone number and using your list first, and then switching out the list to be somebody else, to be your full list. But either approach will work. You can save it for later. If I save it, you can see it'll create a draft. If I click send, it'll say sending, and when it's sent, it will say sent. And if it has a future date, it will say pending. Okay, until it's sent. And you can click right here on and see the status of all the people that you sent to. And clicks, of course, if you have a link, it'll show you the number of people who clicked your list. So that's basically how campaigns work. Under here, we also have a bulk scheduler where you can use an Excel spreadsheet, a CSV file again, to upload in a particular format, to do a bulk scheduling. So if you wanted to upload a particular message to go out on all of your customers' birthdays, you could do that. You can add in their birthday, as the schedule date, and it can automatically schedule all your customers in one shot by a CSV file. So that's kind of cool. I also use it a lot for scheduling customer renewal notices. So your product is going to expire on this date. Would you like to upgrade or change before your renewal? Something like that. Okay, so another important feature is our autoresponders. They're basically autoresponders and sign up keywords. And the way they work is you could just click create a keyword here. And we'll just take a look at one that I've done. So this is TextP2P, right? So people could text TextP2P, the word TextP2P. They'll automatically get assigned to my contacts. And let's say that you're not using the shortcode, so this box is not checked. What'll happen is they'll get this response from you, and they'll get assigned to this list. And if you have these boxes checked, they will get additional questions asked to them. They'll get this message first, and then they'll get additional questions asked. What is your first name? What is your last name? And what people would have to do in this case is they would have to text your virtual private number, your 703-777 whatever number, and your 10-digit number, and that's what this is. It's basically a long code keyword sign up. Now, if you would like a short code keyword sign up, basically you check this box right here, and then people can text your keyword to a short code of 69,000. Now, when they do that, when they type, whatever short code you assign, and those short codes need to be if you're using a short code, everyone uses the same short code, so they have to be unique across the short code. If you're not using a short code, it just needs to be unique per your phone number, right? So just in your account. But if you're using a short code, it has to be unique across all customers on our system that are using our short code. But what they'll do is people can text, the number to 69,000, and then they get this response back, okay, via that short code, okay. And basically, what you want to do is you just want to thank people for subscribing and tell them that you're going to contact them, via your short code, your long code, your regular private phone number for all future messages. So they get this one first, and then they're going to get this message via your long code, your private virtual number, okay? And they're going to get these questions if you have these checked via follow-up text on your private number. So that's the way it works. So we use short codes just for sign-up keywords, and then all outgoing text messages are using your long code private virtual numbers. This is much better because a lot of carriers will block short codes because of spamming, and basically they're used heavily for text marketing. So a lot of carriers will ban them, not allow them. A lot of people ignore them when they see them because they know that they're a spam message. But when people get messages from a private text number that they know to be yours, then they're going to much more likely open it, read it, and that's how text messages have a 97% open rate. Okay. So, that's how this works. You can sign up. Here's an example of how you could give people a link, for example, a MailChimp landing page link, and have them, send them this link to sign up. When they text the word empower, in this case, to your 10-digit number, they give back a link. It takes them to a form that would then ask for their name and information and address or any other information that you want. And the way it works is you can create a list. So, for example, maybe a web sign-up list, right? And over here, you can do a MailChimp webhook. We also have an API webhook if you have a different system, right? A different CRM that you want to use that supports APIs like Infusionsoft or Salesforce. You could use our API. But if you're using MailChimp, which is free, for your first 2,000 contacts, basically you can copy our link here, follow these instructions, and link up that form to your TextP2P list. So that way, you can create beautiful forms, landing page forms, and we can help you with those as well. If you need our help, our assistance, we're happy to help you set that up. And then when people fill out that form, they're automatically populated into your list. Okay. We have, in addition to autoresponders, we have ringless voicemail messages. Ringless voicemail messages allow you to record a message and drop it to your contact list cell phones without ever ringing their cell phone. They'll just think they have a missed call from you. So it's super easy to do. Just like text messages, you can name your campaign, you could assign a list, you can call up this number with your private PIN number and record a voicemail message, and then you just click the Get Audio button to get your audio, and it'll populate right here. You can schedule it or send it immediately. You can also send a test to your cell phone. And basically, it just drops you a ringless voicemail message to your phone, and just like text messages, they have a 98% open rate, 95 to 98% open rate, and people always want to get their voicemail messages. So finally, we have our workflow automations, which ties everything together into one drip campaign. Basically, you can create, you can name your workflow, and we'll take a look at it. This one that we send to our TextP2P new customers. And basically, you can see that you can add text messages to this automation chain. You can add ringless voicemail messages. And basically, we have a welcome message that goes out after day one. And then one day after that, we'll have another message. One day after that, we'll have another message. One day after that, we'll have a ringless voicemail message. And it just keeps going for a week. And you can do the same thing for your customers, maybe your distributors that you want to give a training campaign to, whatever you'd like to do. As people sign up to your list, they can automatically be opted into this automation, and they'll get a series of text messages from you. So it's a great feature, and it can obviously be combined with our other features like our keywords, where people text a keyword. Maybe that takes them to a MailChimp form where they fill out a form and give us all their information, and that feeds back into your list. And once they're in the list, then you have all their information, plus it automatically kicks off this campaign, and they get a drip campaign from you. So that's how it all works together. One final note is, once you have created your campaign, your drip campaign here, your automation chain, you have to publish it. So you can see the publish is this has already been published, so it's grayed out. But if I was to make a change, then I would be able to republish that chain. So it's not live until you actually publish it. But that's the way it all works. And then if they text you back, you'll get an email notification to tell you to come check your inbox, and then you can come click on your inbox here, just like any other texting on your phone or whatever, where you can carry on a two-way conversation with the person. Okay, and you'll see all of your unread messages here, and you can also start a conversation here with an individual just by create message, and then you can type in the person that you want to talk to, and type a message. Under your avatar here, you will find some useful information like your account information. If you'll see that email notifications are turned on automatically. If you want to turn on text notifications, you can do that as well. It just costs you a text credit for each of those. Make sure you set your time zone correctly here. And if you want to refer friends, which we encourage you to do, you'll receive 200 text credits for every person you refer, and you just have to give them your affiliate ID. Mine is 1, but you can look yours up, and they can enter that referral ID on the sign-up page, and you'll automatically receive those credits when they sign up. And they'll also obviously get the free trial and 100 free credits, so it's a win-win situation. Now, as we talked about before, you can access add credits here, where you can buy credits in bulk, and you can get discount prices on credits based upon the number that you buy. Here is an auto reply, which it's basically like an auto out of office reply that you can turn on for all incoming text messages. Just note that this will override your autoresponders or keywords that you've set up. So if you want to override that and just say, give them one generic message back, you can do that. Billing is an important screen, which tells you the plan that you're currently on, your current charges, your auto replenishment, which is on by default. So if you run out of credits, it'll automatically replenish 250 credits every time you run out, but you can change this to be however many you want, or you could turn it off. But turn it off could potentially run into issues, because it will stop your campaigns from sending, or messages from going out. So I recommend leaving it on, and just go with the default credits. Now you can also change your plan here. So if you wanted to upgrade or downgrade your plan, if you wanted to be able to send more messages per day, I would recommend upgrading your plan here. And of course, if you need to contact us about an enterprise plan, we are happy to help with that as well. And then the application tab is just your menu is just for API integration. So if you're using Infusionsoft or Salesforce or anybody else that can support an API, allow you to send text messages, you could use that as well. Now, one last thing to point out is right here under our Help Center. You definitely want to use our knowledge base. We've got documents and articles, but the main thing is I would recommend going to the how-to, which, if you want to know more about ringless voicemail messages, or we have videos set up that do deeper dives into different features like the bulk scheduler. I would highly recommend, if you want to do the bulk scheduling, that you take a look at the bulk scheduler AP pages and videos and things like that. So that is our help center, our knowledge base, with lots of great videos there. If you want to contact us, you can certainly find our contact information here, create a help desk ticket here. Job scheduler is for us doing it for you. So if you're one of those customers that we do it for you, you could use our job scheduler right there. And again, if you run into any problems, if you feel frustrated, if you don't know how to do something or find something, please contact us. If for example, you would love to get a MailChimp form set up and the integration set, but it is just too complicated for you, please reach out to us. We are happy to help you set that up and help you make the most of our system. We want you to be happy and not overwhelmed by anything here. So we are here to help, and hope you found this useful. And if you have any additional questions, feel free to contact us, and we look forward to having a long-term relationship with you. Thanks.